Hi, I'm Kurt, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make these awesome three-dimensional stars using the Template Studio. These stars are great for home decor, parties, and more. The Template Studio works with standard size poster board, and for this project you will need the Template Studio Starter Kit as well as the Template Studio Star Template Guides. To get started, I'm going to pull out my instruction cards, and in here it has all of the measurements and step-by-step guides that you will need to make these projects. For today, I'm going to be making the extra large star, which is here on this gray line. And you can see I'm going to be cutting my paper down to 17 by 16. Now the important thing to know with any of these stars that you're making is there's a long side and a short side. The long side refers to where it aligns here on the bottom edge. And then the small side is going to be your vertical alignment. So I'm going to be cutting my star down to, my paper down to 17 by 16. And I do that by connecting my A and B template guides. And then I align my paper, align it here on the mat, just click it into place with this arrows aligning at 17. And then my cutting blade, I'm going to pull that out, and there's a blade side as well as a guide side. The guide side I'm going to lock here into the track, and then I'm just going to pull the blade towards me. Just like that. And now I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to connect B and C together, just like I did before. And I'm going to align this at 16, again, aligning the arrows at 16 and locking it here into the mat. And then get my blade, and I'm going to cut along here. Now as I cut, I want to make sure that I hold my template guide in place so it doesn't wiggle on me, so I get a nice clean cut. Now I'm going to pull out my star template guide, and I'm going to align this little notch right here to 6.5. So I just lock that into place there. And now this is where the long side and short side come into play. You want to make sure that the long side is lining up along the bottom here. And on my measurement guides it says to align this at 5.5. And just to double check, you want to make sure that you have it's centered on your mat, so you have 5.5 inches on both sides. And now, since I'm going to be doing the extra large star, I'm going to be cutting along the bottom edge. If I was going to be making the double extra large star, I would cut along the top edge. So I'm going to lock this into place, put this in the track there, and I'm going to cut along there. And now I'm going to rotate my paper. And now as I do this, there's 3 points that I want to check here. The first thing, you want to make sure that this little cut point aligns along here along the 22-inch horizontal line. You want to make sure your cut edge comes here and aligns with this alignment guide. And then the last measurement you want to check, which is probably the most important, is you want to make sure that your uncut edge is crossing the 22-inch horizontal line right here where you will be cutting. This is what's going to make sure that you get nice, good-looking stars. And now that I've got it all locked into place or ready in the right cut spot, I'm going to cut. And now I'm going to rotate again, checking those 3 points, cut edge here at 22, matching up the horizontal, the alignment guide, and making sure it's not too high and not too low over here on the other side. Okay, rotate and repeat. Making sure it's not too high and not too low on this side over here. Okay, and then last, we're going to do this cut. Aligning it here, pulling this down. This side you might have to cheat a little bit on so that you can make sure that you get a nice, even side to your star. And there we go, there is our star. Now that we have cut our star, now we can remove our star template guide, and we're going to pull out our A and B template guides and connect them back together. And we are going to lock them into place so we can score our star to make it dimensional. Now I'm going to pull out my scoring tool, and there is a scoring part and a guide part, and we're going to put that into the track, and now we're going to score down the center of our star. Now as you do this, you want to make sure that you're scoring on the side with the arrows. We're just going to score down the center on each point of the star. And as I do this, I still like to hold on to the template guide to make sure it doesn't wiggle on me as I score, so I can get some nice straight score lines. All right, and now that we've got all sides scored, now we are going to alternate folding up and down. So we're going to fold down from the center to the point. And now we're going to move to the next one, and we're going to fold up. Okay, fold down. And fold up, stopping at the center each time. And you're just going to keep going around the star until you get this all finished. Okay, and now that you are all finished, you have a nice three-dimensional star. It looks great on its own. You can also have fun with it and layer it on top of other stars that are bigger and smaller. Mix up the colors to create a nice look. This is just one of the many projects that you can make with the Template Studio. Be sure to check out our other Template Studio projects.